In this video, I'm going to be discussing some recent warning signs from the buy now, pay later business model. But before I do, welcome to the quietest ones in the room with your host Trey. I gotta say it, just the fact that you've clicked onto this video and you are listening to the sound of my voice, you by far are the most intelligent people on the face of the planet. So once again, thank you for joining me. So look, they say buy now, pay later is a smarter way to shop now. But what if it's actually leading to millions of individuals going into silent bankruptcy? So I understand that buy now, pay later is growing fast and is hitting young people the hardest. And so young people see the ads, they go into Walmart, they use Dash, and they see, oh, I can just use Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay. And it just sounds harmless. A few installment payments, and I can get what I want. But it's quietly wrecking finances. And so I want to talk about some information I just came across from Malaysia and how it's a warning sign to what is going on in America, and it's going to become a big problem. So in Malaysia, the youth and sports minister just warned that buy now, pay later is pushing young adults into bankruptcy. Not because they're buying luxury cars or taking wild vacations, but because they're using short-term loans to pay for basic necessities like groceries, clothes, and rent. And when you think about it, it's like that sounds familiar. We see the same thing going on here in America. In the US, we're seeing the exact same trend. The buy now, pay later services that many people know of, like Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay, are exploding. 128 million Americans used one of these products in the last year. And over 25% of the usage was just to buy food. So it feels safe to many people to see, oh, I'll buy what I want and I can put it on installments. But there's a catch. It doesn't feel like debt. You're not entering your credit card. You're not paying interest. You're just making a few installment payments and you're done. But those small payments stack up fast, especially if you're juggling 5 or 6 loans at one time. And so I was just recently talking to someone I've known for years now. They work in the banking industry. And I asked them a question. Where's the bubble at in our economy? Is it housing, autos, credit cards, on and on? And they told me they see an issue in the buy now, pay later industry. And I completely agree. I've been talking about buy now, pay later for a long time now. I think it's a horrible business model. I think it's a model to extract wealth from those who don't have much or any at all and give it to the wealthy. I remember growing up and you had layaway plans. You couldn't even get your product until you actually paid off the item. But this is a completely different system, and we saw it take off during the pandemic when quantitative easing was in place and interest rates were really low. And so here's the truth. 41% of buy now, pay later loans have been missed by users in the past year. Over 49% have experienced some form of financial difficulty from buy now, pay later. And there are 17% of individuals who have been using buy now, pay later that have gone into bankruptcy. So we see what's going on in Malaysia. One of their leaders is talking about it. They want to change legislation. I think we need to change legislation here regarding buy now, pay later. But the question is, does anyone see what the issue is? Do the politicians see what the issues are? The legislators? Who is going to do something about it before it becomes out of hand, in particular for a young demographic starting their life and taking on debt just to afford basic necessities? So there's a bigger problem, obviously, with buy now, pay later. It's a complete warning sign of larger economic issues. People, especially young people, are relying on it for short-term credit to survive, not just splurge. When you're using a loan to pay for a sandwich or gas, it's not just a spending problem. It's evidence of a systemic survival problem. And most of these buy now, pay later debts don't even show up on your credit report. So you might not even realize how deep you're in a hole until you're drowning. And look, I think it's a horrible business model, but I get why people use it. I don't think it's evil. It's very difficult for so many people in this country to pay for their mortgage, their rent, their vehicle, food and clothing, education and healthcare, on and on and on. So people are trying to find tools they can leverage just to get by. So I don't think it's evil, but I think it's marketed like a blessing. And maybe therein lies some of the problem. Maybe there should be some rules around how it's marketed. You know, you see Super Bowl ads for these things. You're watching the NBA Finals and you see ads for these things. And you think that it's harmless, especially when you're young. But it can quickly become a trap. And ultimately, even though it's a trap for you, I also think that these business models are going to go bankrupt themselves. Affirm, Afterpay, Klarna. And there's already been rumblings from these CEOs that they've been having challenges. Klarna, who got rid of many of its customer service reps for AI, had to bring people back, humans back, because AI is too expensive to upkeep, and they wanted to reduce costs because their valuation decreased, and they need to hire humans just to save money because the business model is flawed. And so if you're using buy now, pay later, and you're not intentional, it can be a trap for you. So I say, if you're going to use it, stay sharp. I understand that you may need to use it, but stay alert. Maybe not use it as often as you do. And definitely, if you have young people around you who may be inclined to use it, please talk about why they shouldn't with them. But anyway, please share your thoughts in the comment section. Please like, share, and subscribe. I want to thank each and every one of you for checking out my content. Thank you so much. And as I always say, ladies and gentlemen, until next time.